Hello there, I'm Eva Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. Week 3 of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial, starting with the music mogul's former assistant, Capricorn Clark, taking the stand.
Why would we need a 50-foot bed?
I mean, TD Jakes ain't small. I'm just saying. If it's a group thing, it's a group thing. You gotta think about, you got Rick Ross, you got Khaled, we talk about heavy hitters.
This Diddy trial, it's no longer just a celebrity case, it's turned into a full-blown media storm. What started as one woman, Cassie, bravely sharing her painful story has now exploded into something way bigger than anyone saw coming. This isn't your typical Hollywood gossip. We're talking courtroom drama, leaked recordings, and names that'll make your jaw drop. At first, it seemed like the story was all about Cassie and the terrible things she says Diddy did. Weird parties and total control over her life. But now, it's taken a sharp turn. Insiders are saying the trial has moved into dangerous territory. Audio recordings, and not just basic phone calls. These are supposedly intense, explicit tapes, with Diddy, Will Smith, and even Meek Mill mentioned. And this stuff? It's being played in open court. It all started a few days ago with that hotel video. No sound, just shaky footage. People thought that was it. But then behind closed doors, the courtroom heard something much more serious. Real audio. Phones weren't allowed, no recording, just silence. One person said the recording was so graphic and disturbing, the entire room froze.
She testified she was held against her will twice, at one point alleging she was forced from her apartment and into a car to take Combs and one of his bodyguards to the home of rapper Kid Cudi to, quote, kill him. Cudi was dating his ex, Cassie Ventura, at the time. Clark also claimed Combs threatened to kill Ventura if she didn't convince Kid Cudi not to tell police that Combs was allegedly involved with a break-in at his house. Clark also telling the jury that a large man repeatedly administered lie detector tests to her on suspicion that she stole jewelry loaned to Combs. She testified that this man said if she flunked the test, they're going to throw you in the East River.
Right after the audio played, the court announced a new list of witnesses. Not random people chasing fame, but folks who were once close to Diddy, ex-artists, former staff, and party guests. People who were there, people who saw things. And now, some of them are finally ready to speak up under legal protection. One of those people, Dawn Richards. You might know her from Danity Kane, a girl group Diddy once managed. She testified, and when she left the courtroom, she looked completely drained. Sources say she backed up Cassie's claims. She said she once saw Diddy beat Cassie because dinner wasn't ready on time. The next day, he allegedly told Dawn and her bandmate not to say anything.
In 2009, did you observe an incident between Puff and Cassie? Yes, she was attacked by Sean and kicked. Did you see more violence by him against Cassie? Often. The government then shows Dawn Richard a picture of Diddy Dirty Money. When were you a member of this group? 2009 to 2011. The incident in 2009 when Sean Combs Cassie, where was it? In Sean Combs' LA home. We were recording. What did he do? He was saying, "Where the F is my food?" He grabbed a black skillet with eggs and tried to hit her over the head. Cassie dropped to the ground. What did she do? She was in a fetal position. Then what? Sean Combs was kicking her in the head and the body and then dragged her up to the first floor. Glass was breaking and yelling. I was scared for her and for me too. Did you intervene? No. Did you call the police? No. The next day, what happened? He said it had been passionate and she was okay, and that it would be better if we didn't talk, that people could end up missing. How did you understand that? Death. Diddy's team then yells objection. Then the judge calls a sidebar and ends her testimony for the day. But Dawn Richard will be back on Monday to give the rest of her full testimony against Diddy. But right before they brought Dawn Richard in, they actually had a Homeland Security agent testify against Diddy about when they came and arrested him to take him to jail. So let's go ahead and get into that. The government asked, when Sean Combs was arrested, where did you go? The Park Hyatt Hotel. room 2115, where he was staying. They show a picture to the jury of his hotel suite, and what did you do? We assigned a letter to each room and began to search. What was your role? I took photographs of items and then signed them on the 6051 form. What was found in the closet? They then show a picture to the jury, and it was plastic bags full of Johnson & Johnson baby oil and Astroglide bottles.
Then came a quiet moment that spoke volumes. Diddy's daughters walked out of the courtroom, pale and silent. Not a word. Not even a glance at the cameras. People say this happened right after that audio was played. Their reaction made everything feel even heavier.
You guys really sat through that whole case and kept your spirits high. I really like that for y'all. That was great. Keep your spirits up, y'all.
And then Will Smith's name came up, loud and clear. Not just gossip, but connected to the actual court audio. As soon as it did, the internet went wild. People started rewatching old interviews, digging up awkward moments between Will and Diddy, and even bringing up things comedian Lou and Elle once joked about. Something about them being more than friends. This is something Jaguar Wright came out later and talked about.
What you're saying reaches the ears of Will Smith, and he needs to get at least, if there's smoke, there's fire, let me grab a fan.
Number one, as far as Will Smith is concerned, until he does right by all of those children that were harmed and corrupted while in his care, children that grew up to be men, boys like Bashir Gray, August Alsina, your own son. Like, your own son. Do people forget about that voice clip that I played from Brother Belial?
Hey.
Has anybody seen Belial?
Come on.
I asked him, didn't I ask for him last?
Come on.
Where's Belial? Is he missing with Cuba? Have they all moved to Bali with Russell Simmons and Kevin Liles?
I would always say it is interesting when you speak on, Jaden Smith and you see the hug with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. Yeah. And then for Bashir, you see him all of a sudden fighting over Sydney Starr with Eddie Winslow. It does question what happens in the entertainment industry that makes someone go into just being very close with men on men contact. It's interesting, I'll say the least.
You want to know the thing that bothers me most about Bashir Gray? I actually think he's doing all of this so they'll take him back in the club. And they're not. They're gonna keep gaslighting you and playing with you, promising you one thing or another.
Nobody really noticed it the first time, but now it's everywhere. And just when things couldn't get any messier, Will's former assistant, Brother Bilal, came forward with shocking claims. He said he saw things involving Will and another man, Dwayne Martin. He described walking in on the two of them in an intimate moment. Whether you believe him or not, the story exploded.
Jada was the woman that everybody wanted, and Will needed that validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had...
I am saying to you, if a woman is used to something the size of a baby leg and you come in with a pinky toe, there's nothing you can do to please her. You can buy her 80 cars. You can get her 80 private jets. If she's itching for that baby leg, she want that baby leg. You can beat a person so much that they fall into submission.
And who needs enemies when they got friends like you?
Oh, I could tell you what goes on the inside. Everybody else is just speculation.
Somebody told me I made my pictures in the book.
You know, your picture's in the book and your name is in the book. So it's like you're doing some real elegant pimp. I'm blowing you up.
I love that.
I'm blowing you up.
This is what Jada makes the new people do. And I ain't gonna say new, they probably been there after myself, right? They will make you check into a rehab. And they'll pay for the rehab. Even though you're not on drugs, they're gonna pay for the rehab. And you have to go if you want to work with them. And then I saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like.
He also went on to talk about how he has never been sued because the Smiths know he's telling the truth.
You kept it straight on the Smiths. Like you was just like, I see Jamie with women.
Yeah.
I seen Jamie with black. And I was like, okay, so this ain't got nothing to do with him trying to gain clout off of every celebrity, trying to ruin his relationship with all the celebrities you've done business with. This is just this particular friend that I've known damn near my whole life, and his wife, you feel like is sabotaging everything that y'all have together, and it's causing you to question him and his friendship towards you.
Without question. So here's the whole thing in a nutshell.
Okay.
You know, it's no secret in Hollywood that Jada hates me because I have a strong relationship with Will and I do my own thing.
Why don't she hate Dwayne?
I can't answer that question.
Why don't she hate Dwayne Martin?
Well, she's gonna love anybody that treats her like she's a god. Right? When you're a narcissist and a sociopath like she is, and I'll get into that, you want to be worshipped. And she got the bag. So these people will worship her, thinking that that Jada's going to do something for them. But a narcissist and a sociopath is only looking to do things for themselves.
It was shocked because I was like, Jada is talking about suing. Mm-hmm. And she's speaking on this, and to my surprise, Will hasn't said anything. And so they did come out and say a rep for Will totally denies the allegations. I was like, Will does not respond to anything.
Nope.
He's never. This is all Jada, because as soon as that rep statement came out, she goes to sit on the Breakfast Club to reiterate the same that I feel she gave to TMZ.
Yes. Yeah. And so I'll say this to you as well.
Okay.
She also said in that interview that they were doing business. Mm-hmm. Will was not helping me out, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very good interview on this channel called Popcorn Planet.
Okay.
Where a big celebrity lawyer breaks down Jada's interview on the Breakfast Club. And say,
shout out to you said Popcorn
Planet.
Okay, shout out to Popcorn Planet. We gotta check that out.
They cannot even sue based on what she did at the Breakfast Club. Had Jada not went to the Breakfast Club, I would have been sued already. And just for the record, I haven't been sued yet. Have you been sued by Jada?
Nobody's contacted me at all.
Okay, so, and let me answer your other question. The reason Will responded, the reason why Jada responded, because they know it's true. Will's never responded. And they responded in less than 9 hours.
They did. That was a fast response.
That was because he know what I saw in that dressing room. He know other things that I saw.
You said it was murder.
Yes. Dwayne Martin's a serial killer, because Will's not the only one. And we're going to get into that later on too. So basically Jada's interview did two things. It makes me now, me and her at war. I'm gonna put Will to the side. Will is to the side. Me and Jada, I will say this because I know you're watching. I know Karen Tense is watching.
Who's Karen Tense?
That is her PR person for years.
Okay.
Right? I know they're watching. Jada, you're a bald head liar and you're a drug addict. Right?
Oh, God.
You did not sue me. You told the world that you were going to sue me. As of yet, and you said you're going to do it swiftly. It's been over 2 weeks. So Jada, I'm giving you 2 more weeks to sue me. If you don't sue me, this is what's gonna happen. All the sex parties, right? And the men that you hit with dildos, I'm naming names, right? All the salacious stuff that you have done and hurt other people, I'm naming names. Because now what we gotta do is, we gotta force her to say she lied.
Luenell also corroborated this, claiming Will and Dwayne Smith were more intimately connected than people thought.
The rumors of Will Smith being gay and having gay relations with, who was it with?
Diddy?
I know, right? Hold on. So apparently Will's assistant, which I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, the whole thing sounds fishy because the same guy tried to do an interview on my platform and I said no. But he claims he saw Will Smith with Dwayne Martin.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I know nothing about this. This is crazy.
I mean, well, you should interview Tisha
Campbell, who was married to Dwayne Smith. That'd be an interesting interview.
Wouldn't it?
It would. You know her?
I do.
All right, let's make some phone calls.
I don't know. But I mean, you know, and then there's, you know, what would be said and what wouldn't be said. But, you know, I heard more rumors about Dwayne than Will.
Oh, you heard rumors about Dwayne? Oh. I heard some rumors about Will and Jada, which I won't mention because I'll get sued.
Suddenly, every old picture or video of Will and Diddy hanging out started to look suspicious. Will tried to shut it down fast. He said, "I ain't nowhere near that man. I didn't do any of that stupid stuff." But it backfired. Hard. The internet flooded with proof of them hanging out together. At parties, events, everywhere. People started to feel like they'd been lied to. Then Meek Mill's name came up during the court audio, and things got even more chaotic. Unlike Will, who stayed mostly calm, Meek had a total meltdown online. His Twitter feed blew up with defensive posts, but instead of helping, it made people even more suspicious.
Whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing the same he dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. 2 men dress alike, it's just like 2 men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mill up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all that other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
For years, fans have joked about Meek's close ties to Diddy, giving him nicknames and making weird jokes. Most people ignored it before, but now, every joke, every old tweet, every video is being looked at all over again. Like pieces of a puzzle that might finally be making sense. One clip shows Meek at a party looking super uncomfortable while someone laughs in the background. Another video has Diddy throwing Meek a birthday party full of shirtless guys by the pool, calling him daddy on camera.
Hey, what's up, King Son?
trying to enjoy this life.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
That moment turned into an instant meme. And when Meek tried to defend himself, saying, "I'm not fruity, stop playing with me," the internet clapped back with all the receipts. But what's really got everyone hooked? It's the actual audio. Nobody outside the courtroom has heard it. No leaks, no photos, just whispers. And that silence? It's making things even louder. Some insiders say the audio includes someone being hurt while Diddy allegedly laughs in the background. That's the level of disturbing we're talking about. Some say the tapes are being kept quiet to protect the people involved. Maybe it's about privacy or dignity. But others think the tapes are just too explosive, that they could expose powerful names, people with money, status, influence. If those tapes ever come out, it might not just hurt reputations. It could end careers, ruin business deals, trigger lawsuits, and even bring new people into the spotlight. People we haven't even heard about yet. And that's what really has people talking. If Diddy, Meek, and Will Smith are just the beginning, who else might be involved? TD Jakes is another name that routinely gets brought up in these discussions, and for good reason, according to Gene Deal.
How you feel about these rumors surrounding, Diddy and TD Jakes?
I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin. Drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he there to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he there to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt.
If the news coming out of the courtroom is anything to go by, the web of Diddy's deceit and cruelty was gigantic to begin with.
A lot. Eva, she testified that Sean Combs at one point threatened to Kid Cudi after finding out that he began dating Cassie Ventura. But she talked about 3 distinct episodes as prosecutors today started to home in on one of the elements of the alleged racketeering conspiracy, and that's kidnapping. Capricorn Clark said in 2004 in New York, she was forced to take a lie detector test for 5 days straight on suspicion of stealing jewelry. In 2008, she said Sean Combs charged at her and kept shoving her with his hand. She demonstrated for the jury until pushing her all the way out of his house in Miami Beach when she said that she hates it here and forced her out of the house. And then in 2011 in Los Angeles is when she says she was forced at gunpoint into a car to go to Kid Cudi's house because Sean Combs was very upset.
Aaron, Clark painted a picture of what it was like to work for Combs, saying she even had to take a lie detector test. Why did she have to do that?
This goes back to July 4th weekend in the Hamptons. Sean Combs was hosting one of his now famous white parties, and he was able to wear 3 very high-end pieces of jewelry loaned to him by Jacob the jeweler. And after the party, Capricorn Clark was supposed to take possession of the jewelry and bring it on a private plane to Miami Beach, where Combs was headed. And on her way to the airport, she realized the bag wasn't there, and she said that she suspected it was an inside job. But apparently Combs and one of his bodyguards, a guy by the name of Uncle Paulie, that's how he was known, ended up taking her to what would be the headquarters of Bad Boy Entertainment. At the time, it was on 40th Street and Broadway. This was going to move uptown into the upper 50s, but the building wasn't finished, and she recalled for the jury being taken to a dilapidated space. There was only a folding table and chairs, and she remembered a huge guy, 5 times her size, chain smoking, and hooking her up to a lie detector machine every day for 5 days straight, and threatening that if she failed the test, she'd be thrown into the East River.
This whole thing stopped being just about Diddy and Cassie weeks ago. Now it feels like the lid's being pulled off something bigger, a hidden world behind all the fame and red carpets. A world that might have been doing shady things for years. And the only reason we're hearing about it now? The feds are turning up the heat, and the people who say they've been hurt finally feel brave enough to speak up.
Ben suggested that, she just loved Sean Combs, and how could any of this be true? She said, look, he blackballed me in the music industry, stymied her as she tried to get other work, and so eventually she felt like she had no choice but to return to Sean Combs, and that's why she was so eager to work for him.
I'm curious what Combs' response was hearing this in the courtroom.
He was a really active defendant today. For the whole trial, he's been listening intently, scribbling notes, but on several occasions as Capricorn Clark was testifying, he would whisper into his attorney's ear, and Mark Agnifilo would then jump up to object when Capricorn Clark was trying to make a point. So he clearly did not remember the course of events that she described today the same way that Capricorn Clark did, and it was almost as if he was directing some of the cross-examination.
Aaron Koturski for us there outside the federal court in Manhattan. Thank you so much. And here to dig into the start of week 3 of this trial is ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer. You've been in the courtroom almost all of this trial, right? So whose testimony so far do you think has been the most significant?
Well, I mean, I think the obvious answer has got to be Cassie Ventura. Cassie Ventura for a number of reasons. One, according to the government, she is victim number 1, and she does describe a lot of the allegations that the government is putting forward against Sean Combs, whether it be the racketeering conspiracy as to how this criminal enterprise operated, the different players. She's named a few of the security guards, for example, D-Rock, Ruben, also the sex workers and dancers who participated in these freak-offs. She's named them all because she participated in hiring them, according to her, because Sean Combs made her do so. And then, of course, just hearing the other details, like Kid Cudi's car being hit with a Molotov cocktail. That's really giving us direction as the case continues.
So now we're stuck. The trial keeps moving. The internet keeps digging. And the people allegedly involved are acting like it's business as usual. But that can't last forever. This story isn't going away. The internet doesn't forget. And when people feel like the truth is being hidden from them, they only get more determined to find it. We're already seeing more details come out from people who have always talked about Diddy's evil ways.
And the Punisher was being directed by Diddy while he was doing the stuff to punish Cassie. Now, he could not look at Diddy, and as they go on in that whole scene and stuff like that, Diddy gets mad at him because Diddy tried to look him in the eye, or he tried to look Diddy in the eye or something like that when he was doing Cassie and Cassie was doing Diddy. It was some crazy stuff like that, man. But can we get back to the trial? Because that's in their sexual acts and what they doing, bro. All this is so perverted, and people, I don't know if they really want to hear that, and if they do want to hear that, bro, it's just crazy to me because here it is that this mind that he has and this perverted mind that he do all this. I'm trying to wonder where this kid get this from. Is this some kind of learned behavior when he was a kid? Because you know his mama used to have those sex parties. His mama used to have those, and he used to see this and see some of this stuff. So is this him acting out his childhood fantasies that he saw back when he was a kid or what? I don't know, bruh. I don't even want to talk about it.
If those tapes ever do come out, they won't just shake Diddy's world. They could expose a whole hidden part of Hollywood. For now, though, he seems to be taking a strategy of damage limitation, according to Jaguar Wright.
Diddy does have a plan to try to derail the information, derail the chain of evidence, derail history as it actually happened. And he is the kind of guy that has no problem with re-victimizing people all over again. Let's just keep it a buck. These girls showed up at a very opportune time, did they not? Adria and Lamisha Fuller. Very opportune time. I do Pierce Morgan. The elites go insane. Ariel Mitchell Kidd drops Adria English as a client after she got drunk and talked with Tasha K, which was side in itself, if you ask me. I go on Piers Morgan and say I have 3 witnesses that are ready to come forward against the Carters. I didn't say against Diddy, I said against the Carters. And then there was the fake C&D, which was nothing more than a phone call from the lawyer Alex Spiro, who tanked the Rock Nation offering so Dame Dash couldn't make any real money off of it. They're all afraid. When I look at Kadisha's content and I see her go and pull everything. When I see you go and pull all of those things that I leave on the breadcrumb trail, I need people to understand how valuable that is. Because, see, I'm used to people just calling me a liar straight out the gate. But I always leave enough of the real information there for people to be able to go and seek it out for themselves. Because, see, if you can go find it, then it's not about me. The truth is, a lot of you content creators are my receipt.
Do you think he'll succeed? Let us know in the comments.